Mr. Sean Sander, and Mr. Donald Bernard. Questions will follow after the introduction.
Just give a brief introduction. What will happen if the tax issue fails?
Yeah. What will happen if the tax issue fails? So, how many of you in here are 18 already? We got some first-time voters here next week. So what happens if the income tax fails? The roads are going to stay like they are. We'll try to fix them when we can. As you know, Douglas Street right here next to the school, or next to the intermediate school over there, is awful. There's a lot of bad roads, especially side roads. And that's a big area where we need the money. Another area is our police. Right now, our police department, we have 8 full-time police officers and a chief. We need the money to increase our police patrol and better our roads, really.
What do you see as the top most time-sensitive goal for Johnstown to accomplish between now and Intel's projected fab opening in 2025?
So, time-sensitive goals. We have the annexation in our PD district coming up. We have utilities that we need to talk about. We have our comprehensive plan, and we do have some local partnerships that need to happen. So there are a lot of things that need to happen in order to make it successful in the next few years.
There's so many different things with Intel that Intel brings. Planning is a huge one. We need to accurately plan our city. Is it smart to have a factory right next to our house? No. So we want to accurately plan our city for the future, so that when you guys are adults and you have kids or grandkids, that things make sense. The parks are laid out right, where everything is just easy to get to. So
This is a big question. We're currently working on a comprehensive plan that is, it's really a mission statement or a compass. So everything that the city council does should really point to that comprehensive plan. So what we're doing right now is we're having community engagement to really find out what the residents want to see, and then council puts this into a plan that is a representation of where we're at now, but then where we want to be at in about 5 to 10 years. Water is the key determining factor that does or doesn't drive development. If you manage the water and sewer services, you can manage the development. When handling these properly, these resources can build strong communities. When these resources are mismanaged, they simply develop land. And what I mean by that is Johnstown is trying to take an active approach in building a community. We're not trying to just develop land. And water and sewer typically are needed anytime you have a higher density development. So by balancing these plans that we have, as well as townships, and allowing these individuals that live in these outskirts areas to maintain their quality of life and have a determining factor on what they want to see next to them is really controlled by water and sewer.
To develop efficiently and attractively, what is it necessary for Johnstown government to do in terms of zoning and planning?
First thing, comprehensive plan. And then we can come through, we can revise our zoning, we can revise our design review standards, we can revise everything else like that. In other parts of city council, if you mess up a budget or something like that, you can reclaim that within a cycle. But if you mess up your zoning and your planning, people are going to look at that for the next 100 years and go, why did that guy do that?
but we need to set these standards so that we can expect more from the businesses coming in.
We need to build a brand that creates an energy that people want to be a part of. But Johnstown really needs to identify the brand. It needs to figure out what it wants to look like in the next 50 years, and then we need to focus and point to that. Johnstown needs to be comfortable with saying the word no. Our expectations need to be higher, and they need to be higher than what they have been in the past. We're going to have a tremendous amount of development pressure that's coming through the entry gates.
Many people have insisted Johnstown must retain its rural character. How do you balance that desire with the need of meeting the demands of commercial and residential development space?
Well, like Sean said, sometimes you have to say no. So not every project is going to work for Johnstown, and that's fine.
We're building a community. We're not just developing land. We want people to engage and be a part of the entire fabric of the community, be a part of the school district. So,
but yes, it changed from a village to a city when we hit 5,000 people. How much land is available? So many of you guys don't know, your school district is about 50 square miles. So it's a pretty big school district being 50 square miles. The city of Johnstown is about 2.5 square miles. So the actual city is very small compared to the school district. And the majority of our land in the city is developed. There's really not that much land for development. And this is why you're starting to see land being annexed into Johnstown. Is so that land can be developed, then the city can provide it water, it can provide it police protection, it can provide it all the benefits. But as of right now, most of our land is used. We've got a lot. It would be nice to keep Johnstown the population that it is, under 10,000, where we keep that small town feel. You start getting too large, you have to add extra schools. I know we've talked to Dr. Wagner a lot. At what population size would you have to go to a second high school?
You have commercial, but there's an employment commercial and then there's a retail commercial. So when we lean into commercial, I think the council is really speaking specifically to employment centers. These are what's happening. So there's a lot of advantages financially for the city as well as the school and the services that are required to have those areas developed is a lot less.
Let's thank you for waiting, Johnny. Thank you.